From the eastern coastal plain, west through the Piedmont Plateau, and up into the Appalachian Highlands, Maryland's diverse topography tells a tale of what lies beneath its varied surface.
I think what's interesting about soils is how different they are, even over a short distance.
Annie Rossi-Gill is a soil scientist with Natural Resources Conservation Services.
It's really interesting to be able to, one, kind of know when you're looking at a landscape, have an understanding of what you might see, and then actually getting to see it and see the variation and kind of how those properties affect how the land can be used as well.
We followed Annie and her colleagues down the rabbit hole, otherwise known as a soil pit, in 3 distinct regions of Maryland to get the dirt on Maryland soil.
This soil pit, they dug it a number of years ago, so we're just digging it back so we can kind of see a fresh exposed face so we can better see the different horizons or layers throughout the soil.
A soil pit gives scientists a vertical cross-section or horizon of any particular landscape. All soil contains combinations of silt, sand, and clay. The complexity of these combinations make up the soil texture, or loam. And soil loam differs depending on the dominant particles of sand, silt, or clay.
This is the topsoil here, and it's darker brown in color because of the accumulation of organic matter.
This soil pit is located along the western shore of the Chesapeake Bay, in what is referred to as the coastal plain.
Coastal plain region of Maryland, actually, if you use I-95, is a pretty good boundary. East of I-95 is the coastal plain, and then when you get west of 95, you're on the Piedmont.
The coastal plain is also home to the Maryland state soil, the Sassafras soil.
This is an example of the Sassafras soil. It's pretty common found, throughout the coastal plain of Maryland. It's a well-drained soil, meaning it has a water table below 40 inches. We usually see this kind of topsoil, a dark topsoil layer, and that dark color is from the organic matter. And then when you get into the subsoil, you have this accumulation of clays that we see down here.
Sassafras soil was first mapped in Cecil County and found in over 500,000 acres in the region. Because of its role in helping scientists learn more about soil in this area, it was given the designation of Maryland state soil.
So it is one of our, very agriculturally productive soils, particularly on the eastern shore.
The flat landscape of the coastal plain allows farmers to plant row crops using larger equipment more efficiently than in hillier regions. Move west into the Piedmont Plateau region of the state, and you'll find a rolling bounty of fertile cropland. Known as the Glen Elg Soil, it's been mapped from roughly I-95 west to the Catoctin mountain range.
One of the reasons why Glen Elg soils are really productive is because you have this loamy soil kind of to great depths that can hold a lot of water.
The loam of the Glen Elg soil is less sand and more clay than the Sassafras soil.
You have a greater mass of soil that can be exploited by the roots.
Yeah.
So by not having bedrock, a root-restrictive bedrock in here, those roots can continue on down, extracting moisture and nutrients that are available in the soil.
And we can actually see in here, there's some root channels here that are, going down pretty far through this soil.
The Piedmont Plateau supports a diverse agriculture system. The rolling landscapes and prime water holding capacity are perfect for a variety of farms, including row crops, pastures, dairy farms, orchards, and vineyards.
It's just because of that, the different types of landscapes sort of allow for a lot of different types of agricultural production.
Rising up into the Appalachian Highlands, the soil changes in texture and farmland capabilities. From the Catoctin Mountains west to Garrett County, we enter into a region mapped as the Ridge and Valley and named in part as the Hagerstown soil.
So one of the things that we see is really different in this soil is just the rock that's in here. We have areas where this is limestone here, and this is just a large rock that hasn't weathered, but then we have other areas, like where we're looking at the soil, that has all weathered from, this same kind of limestone rock.
The Hagerstown soil in the Ridge and Valley region is equally as productive with water-holding abilities on par to the Glen Elg soils. But the obvious difference is the large limestone rocks close to the surface.
Here in the Ridge and Valley, we got beautiful inherent fertility, but we have to deal with these outlying limestone ledges. The development of no-till really helped out in that case because they're farming a lot more of these soils than they used to be. It used to be, when you had these soils in the limestone valley, these outcrops, that was all pasture ground.
For Maryland farmers, each soil type presents advantages and challenges, whether it be a need for crop irrigation in the sandy sassafras, potential erosion in the hilly Glen Elg, or shallow depth to bedrock in the Hagerstown soils. Farmers learn to adapt to the soil they work to achieve its full potential.
Knowing what kind of soil there is going to tell us how our crops are going to grow, or knowing what kind of soil is there can kind of really help you make management decisions that are environmentally conscious. So you want to use that area wisely and in a sustainable way. And so knowing more about your soil can help you do that.
Thanks for watching Maryland Farm and Harvest. We hope you liked the video. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. To learn more about our show and watch full episodes, check out mpt.org/farm or just click the link in the description.